On Monday, March 26, 2012, then-President Mwai Kibaki announced that Kenya had discovered oil in Turkana.
Tallow oil, which has been prospecting for oil in Block 10 BB in Turkana County, discovered oil in Gamia 1. This is the first time Kenya has made such a discovery, and it is very good news for our country.
The news swept all the newsrooms, and everybody thought that the fate of Kenya had changed.
What happened to the oil we were carrying to Mombasa?
It is now over 12 years, and Kenyans, including the residents of Turkana country, have not benefited.
Tunataka kabla wewe imechukua mafuta yako, utoe tu kidogo kidogo sisi tukue na faida kidogo tu. Tuongeze tu sisi kidogo kidogo. Tuongeze tu sisi. Kwa sababu utawezekana sisi zai tukupe tu pole hapo tu hivi. Tukupe tu hapo. Nani atasaidia sisi kabla wewe? Serikali.
So what happened? Recently, news swept the media houses. The two joint partners in Kenya's quest for oil in Turkana quit the project in 2023, exerting new pressure on the main operator Tullow Oil, which has been unable to take the exercise off the ground after the British oil explorer ran out of cash.
British oil exploration firm Tullow Oil has assumed full ownership of the Kenya Oil Project after its joint venture partners Africa Oil Corp and Total Energies exited the project.
Remember there were trucks carrying oil for testing?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
We sold it.
What happened?
Since we sold it.
Africa Oil says it abandoned the Kenya project, opting to concentrate in regions with high petroleum potential, while Total withdrew barely months after it said it was considering other options to monetize its stake. The duo owned a 25% stake apiece in blocks 10BB, 13T, and 10BA in the South Lokochar Basin, and their exit leaves the cash-strapped Tullow Oil to solely continue with the venture.
That oil had problems.
All right, why did it have the problems? Now let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Twin exits have left Tullow with full ownership of the 3 blocks at a time when concerns over its viability are mounting. We have decided to exit our Kenya concessions as our strategy has shifted to focus on production and high-potential exploration opportunities, including our Orange Basin portfolio, where we are now appraising the exciting Venus discovery, offshore Namibia, said Africa Oil President and Chief Executive Keith Hill said. Tullow Oil made a loss in 2023 after cutting the value of reserves in one of its West African oil fields. Its chief executive said the company would consider shareholder returns after 2025. The London-listed company said on Wednesday it posted a $110 million loss after tax last year, compared with a profit after tax of $49 million in 2022. So what made Tullow Oil make huge losses after being involved in the oil deal in Kenya?
It is the ruling class that went to Turkana County and bought blocks of the land where this oil is. When Tullow was trying to mine the oil, they were told, you see, the 25% you're supposed to give the Turkana and what you're supposed to give government, you also must give us because the land is ours. Jesus Christ, that's the Turkana's land. So by us circumventing the system, we go and buy those blocks.
Yep.
We then make it impossible for the oil to be picked so that we can then either begin to refine it in Kenya so that then we can have cheaper oil in the Republic. What happens? The deal stopped. And you can run. I was mentioning to somebody last week, and I want to say this. I have never felt so proud of Kenyans. Kenyans are sending me documents that are shocking. An executive discussion. I have an executive document which somebody sent me from Washington, D.C., where he was telling me, the World Bank and the IMF are wondering what's wrong with you Kenyans. I said, why? They are saying, Why are you not able to negotiate with the American government so that you sell them your rare minerals, which you have, and the Americans are willing to pay up to about 120 billion US dollars? That should be enable you guys to pay your debts. That should be able to have your free education and everything. And I said, which minerals did you say? Rare minerals. What do rare minerals do? Stealth technology. That is the mineral that is used to make the hardest steel in the world. That even the bombs cannot blow up. That's steel. That is what we have.
Vibranium.
How many times have you heard how much gold we have in Ukolomani? I mean, how many years have you heard that Ukolomani didn't have any gold and everything? And what are the Chinese doing there now?
They're mining gold.
Why they're moving out Kenyans from where the gold is, and they are roughshoding our people? If it wasn't that Umtata is running there to rush to court, or for us to start talking about these things, I mean, why are we behaving like cowboy economists?
You know, most Kenyans don't even know that we have iron ore in this country. I'm one of those Kenyans.
The iron ore is being picked right now. How did we give out Tiomen? How did we give Tiomen out? It has been mined for the last 20 years. What were they mining? Being carried out by ships outside Taita Taveta and Kwale.
You know, the immediate former president, late president of Tanzania,
Yes.
had found himself in a similar situation with minerals in this country. And he said, stop.
Yes.
You are not cutting this thing as an unfinished product.
Yes.
You're going to process it
Here.
Then we can talk about the finished product and the value
Exactly.
and how it works.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we have uranium, and yet nobody talks about it.
So all these things.
Latif, do you see how much companies are coming from Europe and are on the eastern coast of our coast, and they are mining millions of tons of fish?
Yep.
And that money is just shared by people. I mean, so when we get this information, I can run from, you've heard my speech before, where we are telling farmers, grow maize, and yet the people who are in government and the biggest dealers in this town import maize, they depress the prices of these people who you are trying to help. I mean, you can talk about sugar, you can talk about maize, you can talk about... And then when you go to the county governments and they are only receiving 15% of our revenue, you see the amount of wastage. You see how people, women and children are lying on the floor. And you see, and we are going there as a committee, and it's true. I mean, these things I say, I'm not fabricating.
So you're saying the hardware is the problem?
Is the problem the software? How we are managing our money, how we are striking deals, how we are making the government function. Right now, Teacher Service Commission, teachers who have retired can't be paid their dues. Can you imagine somebody who's retired for the last 6 years, they're not gotten their dues? How are they being paid now? Now they have to go and bribe some individuals at TSC to fasten
So that
they can get their compensation.
So the file can go up the... You see when I...
Will Kenya ever benefit from the crude oil reserves in Turkana County?